didn't see the extremism that, of course, those in some of the mainstream media and some self-proclaimed elites would like the rest of America to believe is encompassing the Tea Party movement. Didn't see that.
We sent our producer Jesse Waters down. He did see signs that were extremist. There's no doubt about that. In the article in the New York Times today, they quote people who are getting their guns ready and things like this. So you do know that this strain exists under that umbrella.
That is what I believe a lot of folks in the mainstream media want Americans to believe.
The thing that we can all have is good health. But I got to tell you about some things I'm sick about. I'm sick about socialized medicine, hearing about it oncoming to the United States of America. I'm sick about the takeover of our automobile business by the President of the United States. I'm really sick about the whole idea that we're going to, later on, they're going to have a plan to have us surrender our firearms. No way is right. I'm sick about the whole idea that we're going to get out of this by spending more and more and more of our children and grandchildren's money out of their future. I am absolutely sick about Barack Obama being our president.
A little bit on this health care reform bill. I know you're all interested in it and where we're headed and what we're doing. So I thought I might just take a few minutes to talk about it.
Marxism is where you're headed. You want to control our lives. You want to control it. You don't know what freedom is.
Why don't you act like an adult?
What does that mean for me here?
I don't need to. There's freedom of speech.
There are
responsibility.
The First Amendment doesn't stop with you. As
As
opposed to Marxists who do it silently.
I gotta tell you, that's why I don't go on. I'm like hard going. I just don't want it because people are always interrupting you, and I figure let someone have their say. If they
Can I ask you about your sign?
Yes, sir. This is a question to fellow Americans. Are we fed up enough? Do you want to see the beginning of the next revolution? That's up to you.
Leftist tyranny. Things that liberals in the far left push in our nation these days. The ideas of big government, the ideas of using social engineering to create unrealistic utopias. The ideas of taking away our freedoms like the right to bear arms.
37% of all the abortions in this country are African American women, and 34% are Hispanic women. Now, this is what Planned Parenthood wants. I know they give you money, but it seems to me it's a little lopsided on who's getting aborted here.
We don't want no stinking socialism. What does that mean?
It's just like kind of taking away our freedoms and more government than we really need.
Which freedoms?
Our freedom of speech, I think.
The same level of evil and cruelty you have been dealing all of humanity. You may know everything about us too, but we don't care. I pray that you try to round me up for one of your FEMA death camps, for you would rather tickle a tiger's ass inside a phone booth than try to take me alive. We fear you not. We may wait on you to make your first move, to try to take our liberties, or we may go ahead and strike first, and remove you from the face of the earth.
And let there be no illusion of simplicity before you. The paths that lie ahead of you are perilous, no matter which you choose. Tyranny, like hell, is not easily conquered, but is nothing dear enough for you to fight for. Those who expect the blessings of freedom must be willing to stand up and fight for it. If we stand up and fight, we have only freedom to look forward to, whether it be through victory or through death. But if we submit or trick ourselves into thinking nothing's wrong, but we can look forward to enslavement without hope. We see the agendas at hand, and we know what's coming. With the course this country's taken, it's inevitable that we'll only lose more rights and freedoms. Our government is getting too large to control or even financially maintain without outrageous taxes and laws to control dissension. They're already desperate to keep us from fighting back. Should I compromise my principles and make a whore of my soul for these pieces of filth? I think not. With the DHS blatantly calling patriots, veterans, and constitutionalists a threat, And all that I have to say is, you're damn right we're a threat. We're a threat to anyone that endangers our rights and the Constitution of this republic. We don't fight for revenge or conquest. We don't fight for pride or passion, glory or fame. We're not raising an army to assault the world or ravage the globe for wealth. We're gathering in the defense of our way of life. We're being attacked under the shade of our own trees, in our own houses, our own land. The only real threats to this country are also created by the very government that is supposed to protect it. Why do we allow the oligarchy that runs this country, or the elected officials that violate our Constitution, to escape punishment that you would give to a common criminal? Whether these offenses are committed by one man or an army of elites makes no difference. We patriots view these men as robbers, traitors, and murderers. And if we continue to have no defense for ourselves through the use of the law and the Constitution, then we have no choice but to defend ourselves with the last means of defense given to us by the founders, and that's the Second Amendment.
Civil war or revolution is a very real possibility in the United States. The federal government no longer respects the laws that govern it, or the rights and freedoms of private citizens like yourself. You are in danger of oppression. Your basic human rights are in danger on an almost daily basis in Congress and at the hands of the presidency. This is not about Bush or Obama or any one person. This is about the United States government wanting to control the population. This desire to control the population can eventually lead to violence. You must be prepared to defend yourself and your family, because the government will not do it for you. In fact, if you are a real constitutionalist, you may be on the wrong side of the government's weapons. The American people must be ready for this violence, if and when it happens. You must have weapons, ammunition, canned food, bottled water, medical supplies, and fuel for your vehicle, should you plan to use it. You should also have a place to go, and a plan of action. You should also not be alone, but should have a small group to stick with. Too large a group is a risk. It is recommended that you do not carry cell phones with you if you flee your home, as it is common knowledge, per mainstream news, that the Federal Bureau of Investigation can actually track your cell phone's location and even listen into conversations, if the battery is in the phone, regardless of if the phone is on or off. Two-way and CB radios are a good alternative, if someone more limited. You may think that fighting the most powerful military force on Earth is an impossible task. However, insurgent tactics and superior numbers can, and have won against a superior technological force in the past. This is a war that the American people are destined to win.
We are what our forefathers envisioned, strong-willed, self-reliant. We're the legacy that they fought to build. We know our history and we revere it. We know how we got here and we remember where we came from. We love our country and we fear for it right now. We are your mechanics, your insurance agents. We're your police, your waiters, your firefighters. We are your neighbors. We're citizens and we are the militia.